Wednesday, September 29th. Regular class, we're going to talk about a woman and a necklace and poor choices and irony and all kinds of fun stuff like that. Home children, there's a story that you're going to have to read called The Zoo, which I can give to you tomorrow if you're dead today. Or you can get it on my Canvas page. It'll be there also. You have to read it on your own. And our change for Friday's quiz is due at the end of the class period. If you don't get it done by the end of the class period, you simply turn in what you have done. So I'm trying to help kids not have to do homework over the weekend. Volleyball game, if you go to the game tomorrow after school, it starts at 5:30. I will be there. You wave to me. I wave back at you. You get house points for going. So again, it's not B points. Completely different. It is house points. And so, sorry, hiccup. You get house points for going to it. So, sorry, hiccup. Much better. So that'll be tomorrow. The only other big homework you have this week is doing the B.2 on IXL. Again, if you did well last week on the 22 and the 24, then in that case, you don't have to worry about it. So you should be good to go from there. Leo?
I have a question.
What's up, Leo?
What exactly are B points? I was never explained what these are.
You were correct. That's why I gave you a piece of paper the first day and said, make sure you read this paper so it keeps you from dying. It'd be on that piece of paper.
Okay.
There you go. Essentially, they're behavior points. You get 15 of them to start, and you get to buy your way out of detention.
It just says B points on there, so I didn't know.
It stands for behavior points. Basically, it tells you how to gain them, how to lose them. And when you lose points, you have to come sit over here in this area. When you reach 0, you get an automatic detention. So it's your way of trying to avoid detentions.
Okay.
Frisky!
What are house points?
The thing that we spent the whole period talking about the other day? Yeah.
Like, what if you have football and after football you go to a volleyball game?
Then you go to the volleyball game after football.
Right, it's the same thing.
But what if you're not there?
I'm there the whole time.
What?
That's fun. All right. And
What if you have a break your eye? It's not that hard.
then, computer.
Did I scare you? He said after.
Hey, as we continue on from there and help educate children who learn the hard way, we have again the Spirit Day coming up tomorrow, which will be the yellow one. If you're struggling finding a yellow outfit, and I understand some people are, if you show me a thing ahead of time and go, hey, I cannot find yellow, does this work? And you send me a thing tonight, the answer is yes, and I will count it. If you are doing, the thing is, I want to be respectful of the kids who are actually putting effort into it versus the kid who shows up in first period, grabs a Post-it note and goes slaps it on there and goes, I'm responsible. No, you're not. And so I'm trying to be nice to the kids who put time into it versus the kids who randomly do a thing. So if the night before you go, hey, I don't have any good yellow shirts, can this count? The answer is yes, I will count it as long as you tell me ahead of time. So I'm trying to be nice to you. If you show me responsibility, I will be nice to you. This is the IXL, just reminding you guys again, it's not due till Friday night. I'll remind you again. I'll send reminds. We'll talk about it on Friday. And again, if it's not done by Monday, then we have to torture you guys. Dev?
So, how many people have you or something?
None. The same thing that he said. So now we're going to go through and have kids stand up. So apparently the kids in this class all have to go home. You guys, I actually lied. You guys actually have 2 homework assignments. One is the IXL B.2. The other homework assignment is to go watch Monday's video where we spent half the class talking about this. So I just got done explaining the second round of things to kids. We're going to move on from there because they like to talk. All right, irony. So the thing that we got into with you guys yesterday, and I went through with the talking thing, did we even get to the pictures with you guys?
Yeah. We got to
Just a little bit? All right. So I'm going to do a little bit more because that's part of what Friday's quiz is I'm going to be showing you pictures of things and you have to figure out the irony in the picture. Monday with your 9-week assessment is the same thing. We're going to be showing you pictures. You have to figure out the irony in the picture. So I'm going to try again. If you can figure out irony in these pictures, you'll probably be okay when it comes to the whole thing coming up next week or on Friday. If you struggle with these pictures, the easiest way to practice is literally just going on to Google and typing in irony, and it comes up with a whole bunch of pictures. All right. Can I show you guys this one?
No, you didn't.
So what does fasting mean?
Not eating.
What's he doing?
Eating.
See, I got better at taking creepy pictures and not getting caught.
Wait, you took that?
Well, I just tried to blur it because I was trying to zoom in from a distance. If I walked up to him, it'd be weird.
You're sus.
Wait, you
That looks like a painting.
So this one is not a painting. On this one,
You're only
wearing a shirt shirt that says "Be different,"
And there's two people wearing Adidas shoes.
but the fact that everyone's wearing a shirt that says "Be different," that makes it ironic.
Very iron.
Did you take that picture too? Are you trying to have me carry you?
No.
Okay, what's up?
Carry you on my
Did you take this picture?
I did not take this one. No. Sorry. I didn't take all the pictures. Here is a company.
Oh, it's not
The
funny.
sliding door company with no sliding doors.
There you go. So the fact that it's a sliding door company.
Did you take that picture?
I did not take
You know,
that.
people are just.
Wow, that's so creative. Why do you care?
And for this one,
Get still the space. And you're blocking. No, cyclists. And you're
see the
blocking
idea?
the
It
road.
has a bicycle lane and it has a big sign telling you make sure you give room to people on bicycles.
Yeah.
But then they block the entire lane. That becomes your irony.
Yeah.
That's me, man.
That's really just me.
Oh,
Smile, but he's not smiling.
It's him not smiling is not ironic. It's the fact that the packaging it comes in says your smile has arrived, and
And
then
he's not
he is
smiling.
not looking happy whatsoever.
Number one.
Why
And
does that
it is
look
like joy.
mine?
that one is even better.
On this one,
It's
It
a
says
self-help. It's a
self-help.
self-help.
so there's a section, this little used bookstore that had their own self-help section, but then to get to the self-help section, you had to ask for them to get up there too because it was so high. And I was like, that's kind of ironic.
That's ironic.
Burger sauce.
What is that?
So that's our issue. They make special burger sauce, but then apparently on the cover of it, it's not even a burger. It's just. And by the way,
Oh.
We get it.
those are not ants. Those,
Those are sesame
yeah, they're actually not. They're actually called. It's a Kaiser roll. They're called Kaiser seeds. Sesame seeds are a little bit bigger, but the same idea. So at least you guys know the seeds. On this one,
Non-stick.
Fried
And it's
pan. Sticker sticky.
Non-stick button.
alright. And my last one.
Water, why would you put tattoos on your fingers?
Okay.
Well, that was an interesting sound you all made at once.
What is
Yeah.
A tattoo that says
Plan ahead.
"Plan ahead,"
Where's the D?
but then there's no D, so it means he did not plan ahead. And I'm assuming that's a guy because girls would not make that choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not your fingers.
That's gonna be a mistake.
Alright. Now, for the story of the irony, the little zoo story I gave you for Friday is a short story, definitely deals with irony. The one we're going to get to today about necklace definitely deals with irony. It's almost like I'm trying to beat irony into you. So our story that you picked up from my desk called The Necklace, what do you call it? What's the definition of exposition?
But very boring beginning stuff.
So the
Just orange.
whole first column and part of the second one is all exposition. So I'm going to read it in one giant chunk without stopping to get through it because I want to get to the rising action. I have one question when we get done with the exposition. And it's going to be, what is your opinion of the main character?
Oh.
Do you think they're a good person, bad person, friendly, mean? Because so far, kids have had really strong opinions about this character.
Oh my god, yes.
So I'm interested to see what your opinions are if it matches theirs.
It's gonna be fun.
And I'll put it up there so you guys can see it on the big screen if you want to do that too. Right, The Necklace. Matilda Loisel was one of those beautiful and charming girls born into a family of poor and ugly people. She had no chance of getting a marriage proposal from a wealthy and attractive man, no expectations, no means of becoming popular, understood and loved, and she let herself get married off to a little office worker in the government office of education. Her tastes were simple because she'd never been able to afford anything else, but she was as unhappy as though she had married someone beneath her. For women have no taste or class. Their beauty, I agree, the guy who wrote this was a jerk, but keep going. Their grace and charm serving them for birth or family. Their beauty and sense of humor are their only chance of ever being popular. And it put this slum girl on a level with the highest lady in the land. Matilda suffered endlessly, feeling herself born for every rich toy and luxury. She suffered from the poorness of her house, from its bare walls, worn chairs, and ugly curtains. All of these things, of which other women of her social class would not even have been aware, tormented and insulted her. The sight of the little servant girl who came to do the work in her little house aroused heartbroken regrets and hopeless dreams in her mind. She imagined silent dining rooms radiant with ancient paintings, lit by bright lamps and gleaming bronze sockets. She imagined huge entertainment rooms hung with magnificent artifacts and wondrous pieces of furniture supporting priceless ornaments and small, charming, perfumed rooms created just for little parties of close friends, men who were famous and sought after, whose very fame aroused every other woman's envious thoughts. When she sat down for dinner at the round table, covered with a dirty tablecloth opposite her husband, who took the cover off the soup bowl, she exclaimed delightedly, "Aha! Cheap chicken broth! What could be better?" Oh, what's that an example of? Definitely some verbal irony on that one. She imagined delicate meals, gleaming silverware, glorious paintings covering the walls with folk of a past age, and strange birds and fairy forests. She imagined delicate food served in marvelous dishes, murmured pleasant conversations, listened to with a careful smile as one fiddled with the rosy flesh of trout or wings of asparagus chicken. She had no fancy clothes, no expensive jewels, nothing. And these were the only things she loved. She felt she was made for them. She had longed so eagerly to charm, to be desired, to be wildly attractive and sought after. She had a rich friend, an old school friend, whom she refused to visit because she was so incredibly unhappy when she returned home. She would weep for entire days with grief, regret, despair, and misery. Okay, end of exposition. Who's our main character?
Matilda.
Matilda. So, is Matilda attractive or ugly?
Ugly.
Attractive.
She is attractive. So it says that she is incredibly hot. Is she rich or poor?
Poor.
So she's a hot girl who's very poor. Now, from there, you might have opinions of what kind of person she is. So, Jameson, your opinion?
She's a gold digger.
Why do you say gold digger?
Okay, she only cares about jewelry and jewels.
I would accept that. I would say she could definitely connect to gold diggers.
Dude.
Kira?
She sounds like one of those girls in every female cliche movies that are like, oh, I'm not like other girls. I wish to be rich and famous and popular. She probably has brown hair too.
Wow.
And brown eyes. And it's
You have.
And then I hate the narrator too.
Yeah, the narrator comes across as slightly sexist. And yeah,
But like she sounds like oh, I'm not like other girls. And then she probably was like, yeah, I hang out with men only. Women suck. I hate makeup.
seems we're projecting a little. It's okay.
I hate people.
Leo?
She probably relates a lot to the song Material Girl.
By Madonna. I would agree. Yeah, DJ?
I can see her with like brown hair and freckles and like green eyes. She's daily in the library, like 24/7.
Interesting.
Kira.
Kira?
She probably comes with like,
She has the word
like,
F
oh,
in her name.
my family doesn't feed me and stuff. Because she always wants attention. I hate people like that. I hate her so much.
Oh, our story is only going to get better than
That's not how you spell
Dev?
This sounds like a gold digger that staged a YouTube video.
I like your guys' connections.
No one goes.
So apparently we're not fond of her is what I'm picking up on. So she definitely is attractive and does not like the fact that she's poor, nor does she think it's fair that as hot as she is that poor. She basically comes out and says, hot women should not be poor, hot women should be rich, and she's way too hot to be this poor. Wow. Settle down. Yes?
I think she's pretty like all like dramatic and all that, just to get attention, so she can get married, so she can not be poor. Because she's feeling miserable.
Mr. Brovicast.
Because she's not being.
Be quiet, Logan.
Problem is, she is married, and she's already married to some guy who works in an office somewhere. But yeah, her husband's gonna pop up in a moment. Sunday.
We're saying that women that are hot should have a lot of money. That's not true because I don't have a lot of money.
You're what? Wait, what?
DJ.
How old is she?
We're gonna find out. She's probably late 20s, early 30s.
Okay.
Nice. Continuing on. Now we get to the part where we have the issue. You all were freaking out, and that's only the exposition. We haven't even gotten to the rising action yet. One evening, Her husband came home with an excited air, holding a large envelope in his hand. "Here's something for you," he said. Swiftly, she tore the paper and drew out a printed card on which were these words: "The Minister of Education and Mrs. Ramshorn request the pleasure of the company of Mr. and Mrs. Loisel at the ministry on the evening of Monday, January the 18th. Instead of being delighted, as her husband hoped, she flung the invitation angrily across the table, murmuring, "What do you want me to do with this? Why, darling, I thought you'd be pleased. You never go out, and this is a great occasion. I went through tremendous trouble to get it. Everyone wants one. It's very rare, and very few go to the clerks. You're going to see all the really important people there." She looked at him with furious eyes and said impatiently, "And what do you suppose I'm to wear at such an affair?" He now thought about it. He stammered, "Why, the dress you go to the theater in. That looks very nice to me." He stopped, stupefied, utterly at a loss when he saw that his wife was beginning to cry. 2 large tears ran slowly down from the corners of her eyes towards the corners of her mouth. "What's the matter with you?" he faltered. But with a violent effort, she overcame her grief and replied in a calm voice, wiping her wet cheeks, "Nothing, only I haven't a dress, so I can't go to this party. Give your invitation to some friend of yours whose wife will be turned out far better than I shall." He was heartbroken. Oh, quick pause. Husband is nice to her, brings her an invitation to go to what?
Oh, the event that a lot of important people
There you go. So he brings her an invitation to go to this big, super fancy party. Is she excited?
No.
Why is she not excited?
But she doesn't have a dress to wear.
Because she says, "I can't go to your fancy party. I have no dress to wear." So that's where she's throwing a fit. Let's see. He was
Girls
heartbroken.
don't exactly wear suits.
Nothing better. He was heartbroken. Actually, we'll stop there. Hang on.
Where's the stage ones?
Tomorrow, and we cannot blame this one on Jameson and Kira. This was the rest of your issues. We are going to have to jump straight into this if I don't give you guys homework tomorrow. So we're going to make sure we finish the story. So don't get mad at me tomorrow when I don't call on you nearly as much.